Ati Sadma Pando Bhumi Sabadana Bhakti Pando Bhumi Sabadana Bhakti Yar prasari bhai hi bhavaturi ajaha Krishna prabhi hoya hoite Krishna prabhi hoya hoite Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Ikya Harana Koriyo Bani Hasha Harana Guriyo Bani Hasha Shri Guru Charani Rati Esi Bhagati He prasadi puri sarva asha He prasadi puri sarva asha Shingu Chakudani Duje Jami Jami Prabhu Se Divigani De Droga Sito Prema Bhakti Ahide Habiravi Rasayate Hridiga Jaratarito Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Hadubhaja Darabando Lokira Lokira Jivana Har Prabhu Gorudoyan Teya Bore Parachaya Virigani Sundri Bhuvana Shira Prabhupada Pandita Bhavana Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityananda. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravadi Pracharine Nivishesha Shunyavadi Paschachara Shadarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Veda. Hare Krishna. So we urge all of you to come closer, please. All of you all this side. Jaya Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Veda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya da 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 re. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Gaurari, 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 Jaya Gaurari. Jaya Tulsi Maharani Jaya Vrinda Devi, Tulsi Maharani Jaya Vrinda Devi. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada.
His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki, ISKCON Samstapakacharya Srila Prabhupada ki, Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki, Prem Se Gaho Sri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadha Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki, Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shamkund Radhakund Giri Govardhan ki, Shri Vrindavan Dham ki, Shri Mayapur Dham ki, Shri Jagannath Puri Dham ki, Shri Radha Radhanath ki, Shri Giri Govardhan ki, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki, Shri Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Shri Bhadra Purnima ki, Go Premanande. All glories to this, humble devotees. All glories to this, humble devotees. All glories to this, humble devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to today's Sunday Love Feast program on this auspicious day of Bhadra Purnima. So we know that this is the 50th anniversary of Srila Prabhupada coming to South Africa. So we now have a video for you. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Evam prasanna manuso Bhagavat Bhakti Yogata Bhagavat Tattva Vijnanam Mukta Sangha Sajaya. Bhagavat Tattva Vijnanam. It is not sentiment, it is Vijnan. Vijnan means science. To become a devotee does not mean a sentimentalist. Sentimentalist has no value. One who has, there is sentiment, that is emotional sentiment in the, just like this child is dancing. It is not sentimental, he has no sentiment, but is dancing from the spiritual awakening. This dancing is not dogs dancing. This is one who is feeling love of Godhead, he is dancing. The more one feels love of Godhead, he can dance, he can chant, he can cry. There are so many, 8 kinds of Ashtasattvik Viਕਾਰ, transformation of the body, tears in the eyes. So, Bhagavat Tattva Vijnanam. Jnanam me paramam guhyam jad vijnana samannitam. Krishna said to Brahma, Jnanam me paramam guhyam. To know about Krishna, it is very, very confidential. It is not ordinary thing. Vijnana. Therefore, many scientists, they are also joining our movement. Many doctors of philosophy, chemistry, they are understanding this is a science. And the more you make propaganda, the higher circle of the society, learned scholars, professors, scientists, philosophers, they join. And for them, we have got so many books. We have proposal to publish 80 books. Out of them, we have published about 14 books. So it is a science. Otherwise, why Srimad Bhagavatam has devoted 18,000 verses for understanding? In the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, Dharma projita koitavatra. The cheating, sentimentalism, the so-called religious system is projita. Is projita. Is kicked out. There is no such place here in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Projita. Just like you brush something with broomstick or something and throw away the dust. Similarly, the dusty thing, so-called sentimental religionism, is not here in the Srimad Bhagavatam. It is a science. Paramam guhyam. Very confident. To understand Krishna is not ordinary thing. Krishna says, Manusyanam sahaseshu kaschid jatati siddhaye jatatama visidhyana kaschid vetimam tattat.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So Hare Krishna, dear devotees, once again a very warm welcome to today's Sunday Love Feast program. Welcome to anyone who may be here joining us for the first time, and also welcome to our online community. So devotees, next part of our program is our class. And for this, we thank you in advance for turning off your cell phones or putting them onto silent mode. Thank you for reaching into your pockets. I see you doing so. Thank you very much. So devotees, for class today, we have His Holiness Bhakti Caitanya Swami Maharaj ki jai. And Maharaj will be enlightening us further on Bhadra Purnima. So let me tell you a little bit more about Maharaj, which I'm sure most of you already know Maharaj so well. Maharaj is a disciple of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj is also an initiating spiritual master, and Maharaj serves on the GBC. So Maharaj has been preaching Krishna consciousness since 1973. And when Maharaj is not here in South Africa, he's preaching in countries such as India and Russia. He's also an accomplished photographer, filmmaker, and author. And when he travels to Vrindavan on holy pilgrimages, he documents these visits so that we can deepen our connection with Krishna as well. And Maharaj will be helping us with that through today's topic of Bhadra Purnima. But before Maharaj enlightens us further, I call upon Priya Kishori Mataji, who will talk to us about the Bhadra Purnima campaign that is currently going on. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna devotees. I'm sure you would have seen my face a few times in the previous years, but today we are really, it's a very special time to celebrate the Bhadra Purnima, which I'll describe shortly, on a Sunday. For those who have been a part of this campaign, it always has been on a weekday, so it's one of the special features of today's program. just to give you a little background of what Bhadra Purnima is and what our campaign is. So the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, which is the publisher of Srila Prabhupada's books, has an annual campaign that they run called Go to Goloka, in which every temple around the world in ISKCON celebrates and encourages devotees to take or distribute a Srimad Bhagavatam. In the Srimad Bhagavatam itself, in Canto 12, chapter 13, verse 13, it is said, if on the full moon day of the month of Bhadra, one places Srimad Bhagavatam on a golden throne and gives it as a gift, he will attain the supreme transcendental destination. So with this blessing, the distribution of Srimad Bhagavatam can bring a lot of mercy to you and your family. And from the Shri Shri Radha Radhanath Book Office, we are here to help facilitate your distribution of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Just to give you a little insight, it is a 12 canto, 18 volume set. It does go for a price of a donation of 3,400 Rand, and there are payment plans available. And to really help us understand the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam, we'd like His Holiness Bhakti Caitanya Maharaj to please enlighten us more on this. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. And after Maharaj gives his class, we will, Radha Raman and myself will be here in the front. So if you'd like to distribute a set, you can come and see us. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Kunja Bihare Gopi Jana Balava Giribaradhare Gopi Jana Balava Giribaradhare Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachare Yamuna Tira Vanachare Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihare Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihare. Gopi Jana Ballava Giri Bharadhare. Gopi Jana Ballava Giri Bharadhare. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachare. Yamuna Tira Vanachare. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihare. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Radha, Radhanatha, Radha, Radhanatha, Radha. Jai Giri Govardhan, Jai Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jai Giri Govardhan. Jai Gora Hare, Jai Gora Hare, Gora Hare, Jai Gora Hare. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jai Vishnuvad, Purnima, Parivrajacharya, Stanisasisamad. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki. ISKCON Samstapakacharya Srila Prabhupada Ki. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki. Shri Shri Radha Radhanath Ki. Shri Giri Govardhan Ki. Shri Caitanya Mahaprabhu Ki. Sankirtan Yagya Ki. Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Yes, devotees, welcome everyone. And it's a very auspicious and wonderful day. Bhadra Purnima. Generally, Purnimas, full moon days, are auspicious anyway. But this is a very special Purnima. Bhadra Purnima. Bhadra, of course, means auspicious. So it's very auspicious Purnima. And we will focus on Srimad Bhagavatam, the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam, the relevancy, you could say, of Srimad Bhagavatam, and subjects like that. So please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. First of all, devotees, I'll read a few verses from right at the very end of Srimad Bhagavatam. The 12th canto is the last major section, you could say, and chapter 13 is the last chapter in that great book. So I'll read a few verses, beginning with verses 11 and 12. Adimadya vasaneshu vairagya khyana samyutam hari lila kata vrata mritanandita satsuram sarva vedanta saram yad brahmatmai katva lakshanam vashdvadvitayam tan nishtam kaivalyaika prayojanam. Translation: from beginning to end, the Srimad Bhagavatam is full of narrations that encourage renunciation of material life, as well as nectarian accounts of Lord Hari's transcendental pastimes, which give ecstasy to the saintly devotees and demigods. This Bhagavatam is the essence of all Vedanta philosophy, because its subject matter is the absolute truth, which, while non-different from the spirit soul, is the ultimate reality, one without a second. The goal of this literature is exclusive devotional service unto that supreme truth. Let's just say a few words about this particular verse, and then we'll continue on. In that last chapter of the last canto, we use that term, canto, of Srimad Bhagavatam, the very last chapter is basically dedicated to glorifying Srimad Bhagavatam. Glorifying, not just glorifying, but pointing out the unique nature, just extremely special nature, unique nature of the Bhagavatam, the wonderful effects of studying Srimad Bhagavatam, and the wonderful nature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, which is described elaborately in detail again and again and from all different perspectives. It's really just extremely profound, the nature of the Supreme Lord, Lord Sri Krishna. And it's described here, one little sentence that we read was, this Bhagavatam is the essence of all Vedanta philosophy. So, and in fact, this particular verse, and for that matter, essentially all of the Srimad Bhagavatam is spoken by the person who compiled the Vedanta. So there you have the author of the Vedanta explaining what Srimad Bhagavatam is in relation to Vedanta. Because the thing is, just a little historical note, that Vyasadeva, Srila Vyasadeva, he had been involved in compiling all the Vedic literatures, and he reached the point of conclusion, and then he made a summary, and that summary is Vedanta, or in like literal Sanskrit terms, Vedanta. Veda means the Vedic scriptures, the Vedic literatures, and anta means the end. Actually, anta means the end. So Veda anta, becomes Vedanta. The end, the conclusion of all the Vedic literatures. So, but Vyasadeva, when he compiled that Vedanta Sutra, he was, well, it's meant to be the final conclusion of all knowledge of life and how to live life, what to do and how to do it and what not to do. All these things in detail, how to live your life according to the Vedic literatures. And the idea was that such a literature, if you study it, or in his case he compiled it, then you should just feel wonderful. Just as wonderful as is possible to feel. Because this is just the perfection. Perfection of information about life in all so many different respects, and how to live life. And then if you understand all that and then you live according to that, well, your life should be perfect, and which means you should be extremely happy, to say the least, even happier than a person could practically imagine being happy. But Vyasadeva found that he wasn't really feeling very happy. In fact, he was feeling like at least some element of emptiness within himself, like something was missing. Something needed to be added to really make it complete and give himself and those who study the literature, give them just that feeling of completion and perfectness and ecstasy. So, but he wasn't feeling like that. So what to do? Well, what happened was that his spiritual master, his guru, Narada Muni, appeared on the scene. And Narada Muni being like he's very tuned in. He's very tuned in. And he was tuned in to his disciple Vyasadeva, and he understood how Vyasadeva was feeling. But on top of that, he understood what has to be done about the situation to actually make things complete and perfect and just completely ecstatic. So he explained to Vyas, first of all he explained that, you think you have completed this study, but you haven't. And actually you made a few mistakes in it. Particularly he made the point that you made the mistake of glorifying material life too much. We're living in this material world. We have to know or to learn how to deal with it. Yes, so, but you have explained things about this material world, how to deal with it, but not completely. And in fact, you have actually glorified materialistic existence, like eat, drink, and be merry, that sort of existence. You've glorified it. You've presented it as being something very valuable and worthy of attainment and even important for being attained. But it's not. So in this way, you've distracted people, your audience, and you've distracted yourself from the goal of life. Shri Radha Radhanath, Shri Giri Govardhan, Shri Caitanya Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. So what you need to do, and well, he did say, or even Vyasadeva himself sort of complained or objected that, there is quite a bit of spirituality and descriptions of the Supreme Lord and related matters in what I've compiled, but still I don't feel satisfied. So Narada Muni made the point, yes, okay, you've done some of that, but you haven't done enough. Sort of quantitatively, you haven't done enough, and qualitatively, you haven't done enough to really make it crystal clear to those people who study the Vedic literatures that the conclusion of the whole subject matter is, as the last line of this verse here we just read, the goal is exclusive devotional service unto the Supreme Truth, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So like this, Narada Muni instructed Srila Vyasadeva, you have to revise, at least the conclusion you have to revise, to make these things really clear and to make the process, the procedure, how you can do that, just really clear. So people, at least who are sincere, they'll easily get it. And then they'll just change their lives and focus their lives and perfect their lives. That's what you need to do. So he then explained to Vyasadeva what he should do in more detail, and Vyasadeva did that. So, yes. So, and the conclusion of that was Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam was the conclusion, so it's very special literature. Very, very special literature. And because it's like custom designed to help people to understand the absolute truth, and what is our relationship, what is my relationship with the absolute truth, with the Supreme Lord, and how I can actually revive or develop my relationship with the Supreme Absolute Truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then people who apply themselves to Srimad Bhagavatam properly, under proper guidance, as Vyasadeva was at that point, under the guidance of Narada Muni, then they are just going to become transformed people, and they're going to become perfect people and perfectly situated in their eternal relationships with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, or as he's mentioned here, the term which is used, Lord Hari. Yes, Lord Hari. So that's Srimad Bhagavatam. Now we'll elaborate on that by reading a few more verses. There's the verse which was mentioned some minutes ago, 12:13. Proshtapadyam purnamasyam hemasimha samanvitam dadati yo bhagavatam Sayati paramam gatim, which means if on the full moon day of the month of Bhadra, one places Srimad Bhagavatam on a golden throne and gives it as a gift, he will attain the supreme transcendental destination. So that's today. And let's see, couple more verses from this last chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. Here is another verse. I'll just read the translation. Srimad Bhagavatam is declared to be the essence of all Vedanta philosophy. One who has felt satisfaction from its nectarian mellow will never be attracted to any other literature. In other words, if we really get into it and really focus on it sincerely and really try and take the message of the Bhagavatam into our hearts, then no more what? The Post. Do they still make the Post? What do they have in Chatsworth? I forget the name. The what? Can't hear. Oh, Rising Sun. The rising sun of, you know what? Scandal often and gossip and pain, who's suffering, and it's definitely not like nectarian mellow. And then, even the Star, they still make the Star in Joburg, and what else? The Daily News down here, isn't it? I'm sorry to say, well, I'm happy to say I'm out of touch with these things. Yeah, you'll lose interest in those things and the books about, whatever, so many books are produced every day, adventure books, romantic books, and spy books, but you'll lose interest. You'll just completely lose interest. So he says that you will never be attracted to any other literature. And here's another verse, couple of verses on, same chapter. It's 12, 13, 16. Nimna ganam yata Ganga, Devanam achuto yata, Vaishnavanam yata Shambhu, Purananam idam tata. Just as the Ganga is the greatest of all rivers, Lord Achyuta, the supreme among deities, Achyuta is a name of Krishna, means he's infallible. So Lord Achyuta, just as Lord Achyuta is the supreme among deities, and Lord Shambhu means Lord Shiva, is the greatest of Vaishnavas, means of the devotees of Krishna, so Srimad Bhagavatam is the greatest of all Puranas. We don't want to get into too much sort of technical things here about the structure of the Vedic literatures and what comes where and all that. But the Puranas, in Vyasadev's initial creation, so to speak, the Puranas were the last. But then there was Vedanta at the end, which was sort of like a summary, you could say, something like that. Yes, so the Puranas coming at the end means they have like a superior position to those literatures that came before them. So, and Srimad Bhagavatam, actually, well, you may have heard, there are 18 Puranas. Yeah, there are 18 Puranas. Srimad Bhagavatam is the 18th. There were already 18 when Vyasadeva did Vedanta Sutra, but what Vyasadeva did when he compiled Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavatam replaced the existing, it was called the Bhagavat Purana. It replaced that literature. And actually the term Bhagavat Purana is sometimes used, or quite often, for Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srimad Bhagavatam is the greatest of all Puranas. And as we just read a moment or two ago, it is the essence of all Vedanta philosophy. Yes, so then here's just what shall we do? One more verse from that sequence in the last chapter of the 12th canto. I meditate upon that pure and spotless, supreme absolute truth, who is free from suffering and death, and who in the beginning personally revealed this incomparable torchlight of knowledge to Lord Brahma. Brahma then spoke it to the sage Narada, who narrated it to Krishna Dwaipayan Vyas, means Vyasadeva. Srila Vyas revealed this Bhagavatam to the greatest of sages, Shukadev Goswami, and Shukadev mercifully spoke it to Maharaj Parikshit, and then after that, it was mercifully handed on to us. Yes, even us residents of Chatsworth, Unit 5. Okay, those are verses from the end of the Bhagavatam, kind of summarizing. There are a few others we didn't read, but basically summarizing the importance of the Bhagavatam, the value of the Bhagavatam, the impact it can make. It can make. Can make means that, like anything, you tend to get out of it in relation to what you put into it. In this case, we're talking about studying and really, getting in and digesting spiritual information like that. But if you're just very casual about it, don't expect to get that it'll have the same impact on you. Of course not. How could it do that? It's just, if you're just casual and just, just sort of here and there you read a bit, and then you watch Kuch Kuch Hota Hai or something. Don't be surprised if it doesn't make a very big impact on your life. Yeah. But if you get into it heart and soul, you'll become a changed person, changed for the better, and even for the much better, quickly. Right, so today is verse reading day. I mean, not only, but we have a couple of questions here. Let's see. Couple of questions. We'll come to them shortly. Okay, so now I want to read one verse from the Bhagavatam, from the beginning or like the very earlier parts. First canto, from chapter 3, verse 43. Krishne swadamo pagate dharma jnana dubisaha kalo nashtadrishamesha puranarko dunodita. Listen to this, devotees and friends. Translation: this Srimad Bhagavatam is as brilliant as the sun, and it has arisen just after the departure of Lord Krishna to his own abode, accompanied by religion, knowledge, etc. Persons who have lost their vision due to the dense darkness of ignorance in the age of Kali shall get light from this Purana. So there is, you could say, it's sort of like a missionary element in the nature of what Srimad Bhagavatam is. That for people who have lost their vision of what is life for, and why am I here, and what am I meant to do about it, and what's the goal, and all these things. People like that, people who have lost their vision due to the dense darkness of ignorance in this age of Kali. So they will get light from this Purana. Because when Lord Krishna left, Lord Krishna was on this planet for 125 years, and then he left, he departed, he flew off actually, and not in an aeroplane. But when he left, he took with him, in a certain sense, religion, knowledge, and related things, and left the material world kind of, he sort of not exactly abandoned it, but he left it destitute, populated by so many people who had lost their vision due to the influence of ignorance in this age, this Kali Yuga that we're living in, this Iron Age. The Bhagavatam says this people in this age of Kali are short-lived. They're lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. That's the people in general. And I think if you look around you, not necessarily here because many of you are devotees, but around you out there, then you'll see that a lot of people are in those types of conditions. Lazy. I used to go, before the war in Ukraine, I used to go to Russia. For many years, I went regularly. Like 20 years or something, or more. And they told me some old communist jokes. I'll tell you one of them. This is sort of related to Krishna consciousness indirectly. So the factory inspector goes to the factory to inspect the workers. What are they doing? How are they doing? So there's one fellow sitting there reading the paper. So the inspector says, "What do you do here?" Fellow says, "Nothing." Goes to the next fellow. Next fellow is asleep. And he says, "What do you do here?" "Nothing." Then he goes to the next fellow who's doing something else, something pretty stupid, reading a novel or whatever, something along those lines. "What do you do here?" "Nothing." Then he makes a report. "Too many people doing the same job." Anyway, sorry. But I think these things happen in South Africa too. You got a lot of lazy people, they don't work hard. As little work as possible to get as much money as possible. Whereas the boss wants them to do as much work as possible, and he wants to give them as little money as possible. Welcome to Kali Yuga. Right, so people are in these types of conditions in Kali Yuga, in this age, and bottom line, at least, is they don't know where they're going and where they should be going and what's right and what's wrong to do and what's going to help them and what's going to just set them back. They don't know in these terms. They don't know. But the verse says, persons who have lost their vision due to the dense darkness of ignorance in the age of Kali shall get light from this Purana. Now, I want to read a couple of other things. It is a day for reading. You know, we read that one verse from the last chapter, which was saying that one who has felt satisfaction from the nectarian mellow, the taste, the experience that one gets from studying Srimad Bhagavatam, such people will never be attracted to any other literature. In other words, they will hold Srimad Bhagavatam in the highest esteem and really appreciate it. And it will be extremely dear to them. So now, one great devotee who I think many of you who are here today have heard of, he wrote just a few verses, 5 verses. He wrote a book. It's called Krishna Leela Stava, which is available. Our Bhaktivedanta Book Trust has published it. Maybe some of you have a copy. It's Sanatan Goswami glorifying, first of all, expressing appreciation for the activities of Krishna as described in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. But then he goes on in 5 verses to just appreciate Srimad Bhagavatam, how wonderful it is, and how much I love it, and what it's done for me. He's the type of person, he's just not interested in reading the daily newspaper or something of that sort. So there's just right towards the end, not quite the end, but very close, he speaks 5 verses expressing his appreciation for and love for Srimad Bhagavatam. If any of you have that book or have access to it, these are verses 412 to 416. Excuse me. Okay. So, excuse me. So I'll read the Sanskrit. Sarva Shastradbi Piyusha Sarva Vedaika Satpala Sarva Siddhanta Ratnadya Sarva Lokaika Drik Prada Sarva Bhagavata Prana Srimad Bhagavata Prabho Kali Dwanto ditaditya Sri Krishna Parivartita. O Srimad Bhagavatam, O nectar churned from the ocean of all the Vedic scriptures, O most prominent, transcendental fruit of all the Vedas, O you, referring to Srimad Bhagavatam, as a person, O you who are enriched with the jewels of all spiritual, philosophical conclusions, O you who grant spiritual vision to all the people of the world, O life breath of the Vaishnav devotees, O Lord, you are the sun which has arisen to dispel the darkness of the Kali Yuga. You are actually Lord Krishna, who has returned among us. So the book is taken to be a form of Krishna. That was 2 verses, now verse 413. Paramananda Patnaya Prema Varshyakarsharaya Te Sarvananda Sarvasevyaya Sri Krishnaya Namostu Me. O Srimad Bhagavatam, I offer respectful obeisances unto you. By reading you, one attains transcendental bliss. For your syllables rain pure love of God upon the reader. You are always to be served by everyone, for you are an incarnation of Lord Krishna. Verse 415. Mad ekabandho matsangin, mad guru man mahadana, man nishtaraka mad bhagya, madananda namostute. O Srimad Bhagavatam, O my only friend, O my companion, O my spiritual master, O my great wealth, O my deliverer, O my good fortune, O my bliss, I offer respectful obeisances unto you. And the last verse, Asadu saduta dayin, ati nichocha taraka, na hana muncha kadachin mam, premna hrit kantayo spura. O Srimad Bhagavatam, O giver of saintliness to the unsaintly, O uplifter of the very fallen, please do not ever leave me. Please become manifested upon my heart and in my throat, accompanied by pure love of Krishna. So there you go, devotees. Different sort of perspectives on Srimad Bhagavatam. And we have a few questions here. Let's see, we have 2. We have 3. We have 3, it looks like. There are 3 questions. Okay. First question. If one is aspiring to take initiation, does one get to be following the 4 regulative principles? It's not really expressed properly. If one is aspiring to take initiation, which is very worth being aspired for, in fact, not just worth, but it's very important that everyone becomes initiated, at least everyone who wants to take Krishna consciousness sort of wants to make the most of it. So do you get to be following? No, not exactly. Well, I suppose you could say, but you must be following the 4 regulative principles. Otherwise, You have to wait until you are. 4 regulative principles: no meat, fish, eggs, onions, garlic, no intoxication, including coffee and tea, no gambling, and no illicit sex life. So I think that's, sufficient on that. Second question, when people only know what they know today, it prevents people from knowing the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Only by the Srimad Bhagavatam can one know Sri Krishna. Is this the absolute truth? Well, that's a way of putting it. Yeah. People only know what they know, of course, obviously. You can't know more than what you know. And if you're just a typical person wandering in the streets of Durban today, then you don't know about Krishna. And, well, as the writer says, only by Srimad Bhagavatam can we know Krishna. So what should you do? What should you do? You should get Srimad Bhagavatam, shouldn't you? Thank you. Well done. You have one, don't you? Yeah, right. That's what you should do. And okay, here's the last one. Can I read certain cantos, sort of cherry pick, a bit here, a bit there, and a bit somewhere else from the Bhagavatam? Or do you have to systematically read from beginning to end? Well, anything is better than nothing. That's for sure. But really, to make the most of it, you should read from the beginning to the end. And you'll be surprised once you get into it. You may look at it. There's a set on the altar there, which if anyone wants to purchase today, they can. But you may look at it and you think, I meant to read the whole thing? 18 books, some of them, a number of them are 1,000 pages. And I think the smallest is like 300 or 400, and the rest are several hundred. You mean me? I meant to read the whole thing? Well, the thing is, once you start getting into it, it's like one of those things you can't put down. And you'll find you'll just sort of consume it a lot faster than you expect. And by the time you finish, wow, you'll just be in a different space altogether. Completely different space. So, yeah, but, anything's better than nothing. But, yeah, to make the most of it, you should read it systematically. It is said that, we read how Bhagavatam is a form of the Lord, and it's described. The first canto is his lotus feet, and then step by step going up, until the 10th canto, which is like Krishna's biography, you could say, 90 chapters, is his smiling face. 11th canto is his forehead, and 12th canto is the crown of his head. And if you really read it nicely, the Bhagavatam says, from beginning to end, by the time you come to the end, you will realize Krishna. Yes. Yeah, you'll see Krishna and you'll be able to speak to Krishna and associate with Krishna. But you have to really get into it. I mean, really. But even if you can't get into it to that kind of extreme degree, but, do your best. As the person said, you only know what you know. And you can only do your best. You can't really do better than your best if it's actually your best. So just try your best to, first of all, get a set of Bhagavatam, then read it, get into it. And yes, it'll be so transformational for you. So now, let's see. Oop. By the time you come to the end of the 9th canto, you will be well on your way. Yeah, it makes you free from envy and many other things. Shri Shri Radha Radha Shri Giri Govardhan Shri Caitanya Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Oh, you have some, and oh, okay, I would have stopped earlier. Okay, so there you go, devotees. You can see the set. If anyone wants the set that's on the altar, you must see someone. Where is someone? Oh, there's someone. There, see, waving his hand. That's Radharaman Prabhu. If you want to get that set, you must speak to him. And there's a couple of other sets. I think he has 3 other sets here today. But there are plenty more, if you want to get a set, like in a few days. Yes, okay, so Mataji. Shri Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ke. Hare Krishna.
His Holiness Bhakti Caitanya Swami Maharaj Ki Jai. So devotees, Maharaj, first thank you very much for enlightening us and for sharing so much knowledge and humor with us, Maharaj. Thank you. Devotees, as Maharaj said, what should we do? We should get the Srimad Bhagavatam. And there's 2 someones to see. That is Radharaman Prabhu and Priya Kishori Mataji, who will be right here. So you can get the Maha set and you can purchase your own set as well. Speak to Mataji and Prabhu after Aarti. Devotees, today's Sunday Love Feast Prasadam has been prepared by the Clear Estate Namahata, which is headed by Jagannath Priyadas. So a very big thank you to Prabhu and the wonderful team for today's Prasadam. Devotees, thank you for attending today's Sunday Love Feast program. One more very important thing about today, it is also the anniversary of Srila Prabhupada taking sannyas. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thank you once again for attending today's program and have a blissful week ahead. Hare Krishna.
The verse said, if they give a set to someone else, they'll go back to Godhead. So just tell them.
Devotees, Maharaj is reminding us that if we give a set to someone, so if we gift a set, we attain the transcendental abode. So this is coming directly from Maharaj. So go ahead, buy a set and gift it, as Maharaj is saying. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, devotees. We'll observe Aarti now.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Everyone can stand up, move the chairs out of the way, and take part in the kirtan, please.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutare Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Uravani Pracharine Vishesha Shunyabari Paschachara Shatari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasari Goma Bhakta Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Nitya Gauranga, Nitya Gauranga. Nitya Gauranga, Nitya Gauranga. Nitya Gauranga, Gaura Hari. Nitya Gauranga, Gaura Hari. Gora, Gora, Gora Hari. Gora, Gora, Gora Hari. Gora, Gora, Gora Hari. Gora, Gora, Gora Hari. Satchinandana Gaura Hari. Satchinandana Gaura Hari. Satchinandana Gaura Hari. Satchinandana Gaura Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody! Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya da 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 da. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Gaurahari, 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 Jaya Gaurahari. Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Vrinda Devi, Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Vrinda Devi. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Dikta Gaura Haribo, 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 Haribo.
Jai Vishnupad, Purnima hangs part of Rajak Charas, Tadus Sisamad, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki, ISKCON's founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki, Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki, Prem Sigahos Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki, Shri Radha Krishna Gop Govnath Sham Kund Radhakund Giri Govardhan Ki, Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki, Shri Mayapur Dham Ki, Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki, Shri Radha Radhanath Ki, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Ki, Shri Giri Govardhan Ki, Srila Prabhupada Ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki, Sankirtan Yajna Ki, Go Premanande. All glories to their summer devotees, all glories to their summer devotees, all glories to their summer devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namaste Narasimhaya. Pralada Lata Dayane. Hiranyakashipu Bhaksha. Silatam Kanakalaye. Eton Singha Paraton Singha. Yato yato yamitato nresenga. Baheni singa rita nresenga. Narasinghamadem sharanam prapadye. Tavakara kamalavare nakamadbhuta sringam dalita hiranyakashipo tanu bringam keshavadrita narahariropa jai jagadisha hare. Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jai Jagadisha Hare. Nrsingadev, 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 Akesavadrita Narahariropa, Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jai Nrsingadev, Jai Nrsingadev. Nrsingadev, Jai Nrsingadev. Jai Prahlad Maharaj, Jai Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jai Prahlad Maharaj. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Shri Nrsingadev Bhagavan Ki, Shri Prahlad Maharaj Ki, Srila Prabhupada Ki, Go Premanande.